You may not believe me, but there was a time when Australians weren't obsessed with real estate and property prices. And it wasn't that long ago. Why was this? Well, because average people could buy average homes, but those days are long gone. The median price of a house in Adelaide has just hit $1 million. That's seriously a sign of how cooked things are. No offence to South Australians. But during the campaign, these two have made policy announcements that show they don't really care about whether you ever get into a house, or at least don't really care if a bunch of experts call their policies dumb. I'll start with the good. Both sides do have policy that tackles supply. The Coalition would have a $5 billion infrastructure fund that will help councils build infrastructure like water, power, sewage, and access roads, hopefully speeding up new housing builds. And Labor have $10 billion to build 100,000 new homes exclusively for first home buyers. So now the bad, because the economists and housing experts say that they will push up the price of housing in the long term. This one wants to let first home buyers use up to $50,000 of your super for a deposit and then be able to deduct interest payments on their mortgage for newly built homes. Using $50,000 for your super could end up costing you around $500,000 once you go to retire, which is what that amount would have become over 30 years. Claiming back your mortgage against your tax will particularly benefit higher income earners because the higher tax rate, the more you can claim back. Then there's this one who wants to let all first home buyers get into a home with just a 5% deposit. Now, this policy is broad and will most likely be very popular, but it certainly won't be helping with the decrease of demand. And there has been some criticism around the government taking on more financial risk with the policy, as it is riskier lending. Executive Research Director at CoreLogic, Tim Lawless, told the ABC that both of the policies will push up house prices by at least 5% at a conservative guess. When they were asked about this at the ABC debate, they both kind of dodged it, talking mostly about the supply aspects of their policies. But there was not much acknowledgement that just giving people more money to spend drives up prices. I mean, fuck. I wish it wasn't the case. I'm a young person who I'd like to think works hard and would love to own a home someday. And if I didn't know any better, I would think that these were great ideas. Economist Chris Richardson has called the policies a dumpster fire of dumb because it's more money chasing the same amount of housing, which he says is the most well-worn path to failure in Australian policymaking, with both the government and the opposition appearing to be intent on proving that they can double down on that dumbness yet again. So you've got the economists saying that they will only drive up house prices. Meanwhile, Dutton has been rolling out his son to say that he's struggling too.
It doesn't look like we'll get there in the near future, but we'd love that to change.
With Dutton now admitting that his son will be getting some help from the bank of mum and dad. Meantime, Albanese's also been outspooking these policies, playing down their potentially inflationary effects.